I tried. Apologies to Roger Waters and Sid Barrett. Hey everyone, it's studentloanjustice.org. Welcome. This is we are on Monday now, February 13th. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there. I hope everybody is doing well out there in the world. I'm going to jump right into it tonight, folks. First of all, we are the first and oldest and largest and really only true grassroots group fighting for student loan justice. We've been around for 18 years now, which is like 16 years longer than I was thinking. But our government is broken, ladies and gentlemen. Our politics are poison, and we are being disenfranchised, oppressed, preyed upon, used as a whipping boy, an ATM machine, if you will, by our own federal government and the colleges and a whole disgusting cast of swampy outfits in Washington, D.C., NGOs, nonprofits, for-profits, think tanks, the Treasury Department, the Department of Education being chief among them. Ladies and gentlemen, we are stuck under an unconstitutional lending regime that has no place in this country. We do not have to put up with this shit. It's an unconstitutional lending scam that has found its way to worm its way into our country and our lives. So we're glad you found us. If you're new to the group, welcome. Please spread the word about this group. I know we don't appear to be that big of a deal, but we actually are. Believe it or not, this group is responsible for bringing the concept of canceling student loans by executive order into the public conversation in the first place. Our petition, which hopefully you signed at change.org/cancel student loans, grew to something like 600,000 signatures before leading senators like Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer embraced and captured the concept of canceling student loans by executive order. And lo and behold, here we are sitting here tonight with a president having announced a sitting president having announced a student loan cancellation by executive order. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that Biden's student loan cancellation is crap, and it's a joke, and it's frankly a trick. We are also fighting for bankruptcy rights. It was this group that brought many pieces of legislation into being. Most recently, Senator Dick Durbin's S-2598 and H.R. 9110 last congressional session. Whether you would ever or never file for bankruptcy doesn't matter, guys. We've been looking at this problem very hard for many years, and I can tell you that we will get nothing meaningful in terms of loan cancellation, in terms of breaks on interest, in terms of whatever solution you want to see with your student loans. It probably ain't going to happen unless we, the people, have the leverage of bankruptcy returned to our side. The founding fathers called for uniform bankruptcy laws in the Constitution ahead of the power to declare war and raise an army. So that's my spiel. And I'm sticking to it because it's true. Two quick announcements. If you happen to be in Southern California, we are going to be, I can never remember the name of the place. We are going to be giving a talk in support of a film, a documentary that is out right now on the Peacock Network called Lone Wolves on March 1st at 6:30 or 7 p.m. So if you happen to be in Los Angeles and you want to show up to this event, it is somewhere in like Northwest Hollywood. No, that's not right. Like Bel Air, Beverly Hills, like over by the, like, I think a little bit north of the Getty Center on like the 405, just maybe like not even a mile north of the Getty Center. But anyways, I will get you more information if you need it, if you are in Southern California. Lisa Ansell, thanks to Lisa Ansell, I should say, of University of Southern California and the Kazan Institute for making this whole thing, arranging the whole thing. Thanks also to Lisa for this awesome purposely distressed student loan justice trucker's hat. Yes, it's tattered for a reason. So contact Lisa or me if you're in the area. Lisa can hook you up with free admission. So it's normally like a $35 thing. But we can get you in for free. I don't know about parking. You never know. Lisa can tell you more. My second announcement for the night is please, dudes, please donate. The last I checked, we needed 21 people to donate $20 or more for very immediate expenses, like very pressing expenses, like utility type expenses, like phone bill type expenses. We can do what we do on very little donated support, guys, like not a lot at all. We've scaled back our email list, thankfully. So we're only paying, I think, around $300 a month for our email expense, where we were paying thousands of dollars a month last year. Oh God, that was tough. So we've scaled down our expenses, guys, but we still need your support. You know, we can do what we do on very little funding, but we can't do it on nothing. Your personal gifts is what makes this organization run. And if you've been with this group for any length of time, I think you will agree that the bang for the buck that we have gotten, especially considering the millions of dollars that's spent against us every year by our opposition, I think that is worthwhile to keep this group in existence, like to keep us from disappearing, which is a very real possibility. So if you appreciate all that we've done, all that we're doing, all that we're poised to get done, just please donate so I can shut up about it. And if I can see all your questions, comments on Facebook or Twitter, I will very happily respond to them. I want to give a quick shout out here today to Gordon Wayne Watts. Gordon was able to get in the face of Virginia Fox, a legislator, a House representative from North Carolina. I don't know if she was in Florida. I assume she probably was in Florida. She was probably in your neck of the woods there, Gordon. But he got in her face. And while Gordon always says too much, in my opinion, he kept coming back to bankruptcy, and he nailed her and her staff on the bankruptcy issue again and again and again. And that's what's needed. Half of democracy is just showing up. And Gordon showed up, and he made the right points. And so we salute you, Gordon, and keep it up. And quite frankly, everybody on this group should be trying to do something similar. And by the way, we stand at the ready. If you can get a phone conference with any of your legislators, we would prefer right now Republican legislators, House legislators, so your House reps. We're not super keen on state representatives, but because state representatives can't really do much as a practical matter. We're very interested in meeting with federal reps, so your House reps and your 2 senators, particularly if they're Republicans. So if you can get a phone conference scheduled and bring us in, I'm very happy to do most of or all of the talking if I have to. That's the one good thing that we're at. The one thing that we are very good at is talking to legislators and their staff about this problem. We know it front and back. I don't think there's almost any question you could ask me that I couldn't answer. And we've been sharpening this sword to a razor's edge over many years. So yeah, if you can make that happen, you would be pulling your weight, because remember, these are your loans. This is your problem. And we are a working, fighting group. We're not a bunch of wallflowers. We are working and fighting. And if you aren't working and fighting with us, then we're losing. And you need to turn over a new leaf. We came very close to solving this problem last congressional session. Very close, but not close enough. So now we're in the wilderness. We have a mixed, gridlocked Congress. It's going to be tougher this year, guys. It's going to be a very tough year for us, and there's no way around that. But it is what it is, and I hope that you're up to the task. And if you weren't helping us last session, you need to turn over a new leaf, and you need to help us, because these are your loans. This is your problem. And we will be wrecked for the rest of our lives by these loans if we allow this unconstitutional lending scam, and it is a scam, to continue. This is your life. This is your life and livelihood at stake here. Well, your livelihood, certainly. So please keep that in mind, and we're very happy to help in any way we can. Go to our website, studentloanjustice.org, join our Facebook group, jump onto your state chapter. But more importantly, guys, I think most people out there just don't know much at all about student loans, and I don't blame you. I wish I didn't know anything about student loans. You probably don't know much more than something is seriously wrong with these loans, because, I'm not the worst person in the world, and I am way over my head with this nonsense. It's baffling, bamboozling. You're probably very confused. Yeah, that's a feature, not a bug. This lending monstrosity is disgustingly Byzantine and labyrinth-like for a very good reason, and that is to keep you baffled, bamboozled, cowed, and probably most importantly to the lending beast, paying. So they really want to turn on these loans, and so the best thing that you can do is get educated, and which brings me to the whole point of tonight's thing. So we've got many bullet points. We've been looking at this problem very hard and thinking about the most efficient, effective way to solve the problem, and the most hugely important but unknown facts about the student loan problem. And I'm going to take you through some of our most useful, and these will help you. So let me just look for your comments real quick, if I can find them. Let me do a quick refresh here. So I don't know if you know what Bitly is, but they're little short links that you can make that link to stuff. Well, we've been doing a massive amount of research, very good research over the years. Our research has been the focal point of stories on 60 Minutes, like a top story on 60 Minutes. We've broken news in the Wall Street Journal and the Chronicle of Higher Education and many other places. The research that we do is second to none. My background is well, many things. I have many engineering degrees. I was an associate scientist of aeronautics, researching turbulence theory at the California Institute of Technology. Pretty good school. So I'm a scientist by nature, and I am very, very careful about the research that I do. I might also add, the research findings we have made are very damning, very critical of the federal government and this $1 trillion loan industry. So we don't go out of our way to tell lies and stuff like that when we are making very serious accusations against the banks, against the federal government, against the Department of Education, against arguably even the Treasury Department, maybe even the Federal Reserve. We are very careful in what we say, and none of our research has ever been shown to be wrong. In fact, most of our research has proven to be quite conservative. So the truth turned out to be far worse than we said it was. So that's the way that we try to err. And almost all of our research, I'd say 90% of our research, is very easily checked, very easily vetted, pointing back to nothing more than Department of Education or other federal, publicly available, publicly published data sources. So you can check our numbers for yourself and see if we are exaggerating or otherwise shaving the numbers one way or the other. So having said that, I want to share this screen with you, and hold on. I'm going to look for your comments, I swear. I just can't seem to find the live stream. Doing a refresh now, again, and then again on Twitter. So, I don't see any. Okay, there we are on Twitter. I don't see any. Here we are on Facebook. So there's about, there's probably like 10 very important bullet points that you should know about as a student loan borrower. You probably don't know way more than half of these things. Way more than half of these bullet points have never been reported, or very, very sparsely reported in the mainstream media. So this is stuff that almost nobody knows, but it's very true, and it completely changes the entire debate. It changes the entire public conversation about student loans. And so okay, there, I finally see the live stream. I just can't seem to find the... Shut up. Okay, let me just make that a little bigger so I can see your comments. And then I'm gonna share my screen. I promise. Hey, Paula Schultz says, "Hey, Paula in California, how are you doing, Paula?" Jackie Abrons with us tonight from Texas. Gordon, hey, there's Gordon Wayne Watts. I gave you a shout out earlier, buddy. Hope you saw it. Vanjie from Northern California is with us tonight. Vanjie is really feeling the constant student loan horror vibration, but working myself back. Yeah, don't trip too hard. You know, we got this, Vanjie. It's a terrible, scary, horrible, distressing thing to be trapped in a predatory lending system. But the good news is, Vanjie, that, and I'm going to get into this in a minute, 85% of all federal student loan borrowers were never going to be able to repay their loans. 60% had stopped paying before the freaking pandemic. So, you know, don't stress about it too hard. You know, I like to say people in general are way more scared of this lending nonsense than the lending goons are of us. Oh, wait, did I say that correctly? People are way more scared of these lending goons than they should be. And quite frankly, the lending goons, the lending system and all its sycophants and defenders, they're afraid of us. They are petrified of us. You know, everywhere we go and there's a bad guy, a student loan swamp person, you know, in public or even on Twitter, they run away. They run away and hide. We win every argument we're ever in, ever. Like we've never lost an argument, guys. So I see a few comments here, but let me just get into the meat of the thing, and I'm just going to take you through just a 5-minute quick share of the 10 most important bullet points that you should be aware of, that you might want to be aware of. So let me just do a screen share here. And there they are. There they are right there. Look at that. So you can easily freeze the screen and, you know, see these for yourself. I made very easily recognizable links for these things. So, and there's about 3 others that I didn't include here, but let's just go from the top. So number 1, there are 43 million federal student loan borrowers in the country. 55 million if you include private student loans. 85% of those people were never going to be able to repay their loans even before the pandemic. So even if you just count people who are losing sleep over student loans, we are by far and away the largest politically untethered voting bloc in the country. And we did a bunch of analysis. This research actually depends a little bit on some outside, so for instance, the Gallup poll, and also Pew Research. So we very rarely go outside of like the Department of Education and the White House for our data, but this particular paper does that. But you can see the numbers for yourself. There are 38 million, if not 42 million people losing sleep over student loans right now. They are about split between Republicans and Democrats, or liberals, independents, or right, shall we say. They're a pretty fair, accurate cross-section of this country, quite frankly. And that's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. It's literally show me any issue like abortion or, gun control or any other sort of politically divisive issue. And I'll show you a very well-defined issue around which the battle lines have been very clearly drawn. Student loans are the Wild West. So this last congressional session, maybe even going back to 2020, we saw some attempts to make this a partisan issue, but it really is not, guys. And, what are there, like maybe 10 or 20 million illegal immigrants in this country, right? Well, there are around, if not more than double that in people who are freaking out about their student loans. So if you go to Bitly, largest voting block, you can see for yourself the numbers that bear that. Next bullet point. A lot of people like to say, oh, student loan cancellation is going to help these rich, spoiled, elitist, liberal, graduate students and stuff, these wealthy people. Complete bullshit. I'm not going to go into the weeds with you on this, but suffice it to say, it's complete nonsense. And if you go to this link, bit.ly/won't help rich, you'll see for yourself. Another thing our opposition loves to say, canceling student loans will cause inflation. No, that's complete and utter nonsense. Again, I'm going to save my breath and I'm going to leave it to you to read why that is completely untrue. So that's bit.ly/won't cause inflation. Older people now outnumber younger people with student loans. I kid you not. There are more people over the age of 50 with student loans than under the age of 25. And they owe far more. The older crowd owes far more than the younger crowd. And this is despite having borrowed far, far, far less and many years or decades ago. It is a completely broken system, and nobody knows that. Nobody in the mainstream media has ever said that. Older people outnumber younger people with student loans. Point blank. It's true. More than young. Bit.ly, old more than young. And as I said earlier, our fifth point, most student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent. I kid you not. People like to say, oh, these student loan borrowers, they're a bunch of liberal snowflakes. That's nonsense. And again, this goes back to Pew and Gallup. But if you believe Pew and Gallup and you look at the trends, indeed, slightly more than half of all student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent. So this is not a stupid partisan problem. Here is a jaw dropper, in my humble opinion. Before the pandemic, most federal student loan borrowers were not making payments on their loans. 58.9%, so nearly 60%. That's getting close to 2/3 of all federal student loan borrowers had stopped paying on their student loans. So a few of them were technically in repayment, but they were making $0 payments. So it comes to the same thing. And that's bit.ly/most not paying. Again, if you look at the, again, our opposition likes to say things like, oh, this is a coastal elite problem. This is a problem for California and Massachusetts and Washington and Oregon, all these coastal elite states. That's complete bullshit. Absolute and unadulterated bullshit. Pardon my French. We looked at the student loan average indebtedness versus average income. We also looked at student loan debt versus the state budget. And on both of those measures, we found that the 10 worst states were all, by and large, southern states. This is far more a red state problem than a blue state problem. So check that out. It's very interesting. We also did a piece, as I said, there's a very strong argument to be made for conservatives out there. This is not a liberal issue. Canceling student loans, returning bankruptcy to student loans, quite frankly, ending the student loan program, that's not a liberal thing. It's a conservative thing. And the Republican, and as I said, we're officially nonpartisan group, or I didn't say that tonight, but I always say it every night. We are a nonpartisan group, guys, but we are very partisan aware. And right now, the Republicans just have it completely wrong. And the Republicans are now losing very important close elections because of the student loan issue. We need to open their stupid eyes. So I would urge all of you to see that next to last link, bit.ly/for Republicans, and get that in the face of a Republican don't know, don't like, some Republican or conservative who you think needs to have that shoved in their face. Do that, please. It will help immensely. Same exact thing with our last point. If you get into a heated argument with some slack jaw, fake conservative, whatever, saying, "Oh, we gotta pay your loan. Why should I pay for your hippie loan underwater basket? Why should I pay for your degree in gender studies?" Stick this in their face. Hear it from Tucker. And this is an interview with Tucker Carlson and the Trump appointee, Dwayne Johnson, who ran the federal lending program. And he agrees with us about bankruptcy. We diverge on student loan cancellation, but that's a good way to shut up the sort of fake conservatives out there. So those are some very important bullet points. There are some other very important bullet points that I haven't brought up yet, and all of them are very well spoken to at this place right here. This is where we publish all our research results, guys. It's our Medium platform. So studentloanjustice.medium.com. We try to write all of our articles. They're quite short. Some of them get a little bit complicated, but not really. I mean, if you just take some time and just browse the headlines, you will see some just amazing claims, like how the government makes a profit, not a loss, a profit from defaulted student loans. Like, that's a very outrageous and almost unbelievable claim, but it's true. And many years of White House budget data show that it's true. And you can look at that data for yourself, and anybody can, and see that it's true. This stuff really needs to be reported in the mainstream media, but guys, we can't count on the mainstream media. It's looking like increasingly as we go forward, the mainstream media has just lost all of their spine. All of the good reporters are practically gone now. I can count them on like 2 fingers. They're essentially propaganda engines at this point. And, I don't know what to say about that, but what I can say is that's the lay of the land, guys. That's the truth today. So go to our Medium channel and see for yourself all of the, what I would say in many cases are jaw-dropping headlines, and do what you can to spread them around, because word of mouth in many ways is the only thing that we got, guys. We can't count on the media. In many ways, we're all we've got. But at the same time, we're all that we need. It's kind of a corny thing that I stole that from the Seattle Seahawks. I was like, we're all we've got. We're all we need. But it's true, guys. We're sitting on the largest group of people all in one place for the purpose of fighting this injustice in the nation. We've got 1.2 million people on our petition. All of them should be watching this live stream right now, but they aren't. I think there's probably like less than 11 people watching this live stream right now. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But suffice it to say, we have a very large group that we're sitting on. As I said, 1.2 million on our petition, probably a couple 100,000 people across our Facebook group, our email, our Instagram. Oh, by the way, if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, that would be very helpful. And I think you can see how to do that at our website, Student Loan Justice. We did get up to 1,000 people, by the way. We've been very lagging on working on our YouTube channel. I literally never did anything with it, but we needed to get 500 more subscribers a couple days ago, and lo and behold, we got those 500 subscribers. So thank you to everybody, and we hope to be doing some bigger and better things with that platform, because quite frankly, we are being just shamelessly and harshly, I don't know if you call it filtered or shadow banned or throttled on our other platforms. They shall remain nameless for now, but anyways, we're hoping to do some more stuff on YouTube. So by all means, please subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I'm sorry I can't see your comments. There's just so many platforms that I can really keep track of. So good job, Gordon. Gordon has a few comments. I'm just going to leave for eager readers to read for themselves. Hey, Terry's with us tonight. Hey, Terry. I don't know if I'm actually seeing all the comments. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth with Gordon and other people. I'm just going to leave those alone for now. So if I'm missing your comments, I apologize. I'll try to get to them more in the future. I see we have 36 comments, but I can't see 36 comments. So I don't know what's going on, guys. Facebook sucks. So whatever. So yeah, studentloanjustice.medium.com. That is like the most important thing. And again, if I think I probably overwhelmed a lot of the new people here tonight, and I apologize for that, but guys, we have a tiger by the tail. We've got to continue to fight for bankruptcy. But dudes, I'm telling you, this lending system is completely failed. It's finished. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody knows how to turn this thing back on because they know it's going to happen. Nobody's going to pay. Hopefully nobody will pay. Hopefully absolutely no one will pay. I think the most likely outcome is probably 80 or 85% of everyone are simply going to not pay anymore because we're done. And we don't have to put up with this bullshit. So take heart, guys. We got this. Our collective constitution is far stronger than any of the unconstitutional laws that these little evil bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. have tried to sneak on us successfully. Our collective constitution is way stronger than those assholes' collective constitution. We got this. And remember, at the end of the day, we are the people. We own and control this lending system. What we say goes. And we could delete this entire lending system in a day if we wanted to. And I think it's probably going to come to that, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe the very last thing I'll say is bulletproof yourself. If you're going to be among the vast majority of everybody who will not be resuming paying on their student loans, like as I said, 85% of everyone probably will not. Probably want to bulletproof yourself. And again, I think many people out there are way more afraid of these lending goons than they should be. And that these lending assholes are way more afraid of us than we should be of them. So just put it that way. Very last thing I'm going to say, again, I have to repeat it, guys. I wish I didn't have to, but please donate, dudes. I'm very serious about that. We will not exist if we can't raise like what I say. I think it's like 20. We need 21 people to donate $20 in the next like yesterday actually, but like in the next 4 to 5 days, I'm going to say. So if you appreciate us, just please help. Your personal gift is just massively. It means everything right now. What else can I say? And thank you to everybody who has been donating. You know, we appreciate you. To everybody else out there who hasn't been, guys, I'm telling you, this is not a wait and watch and eat popcorn and watch Gordon and Paula and Joanna do all the work. That's not what this group is. You got to get your hands dirty in this group. You got to put in your own effort. You've got to pull your own weight. We're a working, fighting group, and that will always be true. And when even half of our members actually do some work, actually put themselves out there, like everybody I'm looking at now whose names I've mentioned earlier, we'll have this problem solved in days or weeks. You know, we are sitting on a nuclear strength argument. All we got to do is pull the trigger. So okay, guys, I'll be back on Wednesday, same time, 6:30 Eastern time. Ed, our fearless co-leader, may or may not be back tomorrow. He's taking extended hiatus for very well deserved, I should say. If you were with us last year, you saw how hard we were fighting. And guys, it's going to be a tough year. We need you. And as corny as it may sound, you have no idea how important you are or how important you could be. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hang in there. Remember to check out our studentloanjustice.medium.org, .medium.com site. Get yourself educated. Good luck. God bless. Godspeed, everyone.